Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning from my lecturers. Okay, firstly, I want to say thank you for giving me a chance here to stand here to present my thesis proposal today. First of all, I want to say thank God because of His blessing and His mercy, we can still gather here in this room in health condition. Next, for the Honorable for Sir Ashari M. Hum as supervisor in my processing of thesis proposal. And secondly, the Honorable Miss Reni Rosiana Lumbangau, MPD, as my first reviewer for my thesis proposal seminar today. And thirdly, the Honorable Miss Eni Maisaroh M. Hum as the second reviewer for my thesis proposal seminar today. Next, okay, before showing the slides, I would like to introduce myself. I am Safrida Sari. My student's number 1832000036. I'm from English Education Department. So here, the title for my thesis proposal is a comparative study between the use of Wordscape and Worldtrip applications on students' vocabulary mastery. Here, I make a conclusion for my there are 3 chapters that I will explain. From the chapter 1, it's about the background, the problem, the objective, the scope, and the significance of the study. And in chapter 2, there are definition of vocabulary, vocabulary mastery, previous studies, media, and Wordscapes and Worldtrip applications. And in my chapter 3, I have research design, illustration of the research, population and sample, technique of data collection, and technique of data analysis. So here, we go to the chapter 1. It's about the background of the study. So, the background of the study, according to your 1996 on page 60, vocabulary is one of the significant things to use when learning English language because without it, nothing can be spoken with it words. So, vocabulary is an integral part of the language if we learn any foreign language. It is the center in the communication skill. Language skill will be difficult to gain without learning the vocabulary. Vocabulary has an important role in learning a language to communicate effectively. If we have low vocabulary knowledge, it will cause problems that can make us block and demotivate in learning and using English language. So, nowadays, English language is used to communicate with other people, especially for people in other countries. So, English language is used in education, work, media, and industry. So with English language, we can access information, knowledge, news from other countries. Next, based on the reality that researcher has seen, the lack of vocabulary mastery in students are basically big and serious problem that have to be solved. So along the development of technology, researcher uses mobile applications to analyze the use of mobile applications among students' vocabulary mastery. So in fact, the researcher cannot deny the lack of technology. Media is used by the teacher to gain the best, new, and up-to-date technique to teach the vocabulary knowledge creatively to the students. So through this research, mobile applications can be applied as the platform or media to the students in order to gain their vocabulary knowledge so they can communicate with the others in English language effectively. So students will feel curious in learning vocabulary with these mobile applications. So here, teacher has a big role in teaching the students successfully with mobile applications. Here the problem of the study. Based on the background of the study, the problem is there a significant difference between using Wordscape applications and Worldtrip applications on students' vocabulary mastery? And the objective for this study is to know whether there is significance between using the mobile English learning applications on students' vocabulary mastery, especially for Wordscape applications and Worldtrip applications. The scope of the study. Nowadays, there are so many educational games applications in our mobile phone. So, the researcher only limits some educational game applications. They are Wordscape application and Worldtrip applications. Now, in this topic, the writer only limits the words that consist of 3 until 6 letters. The significance of the study is beneficial for students, so it can be a media or platform for students to study interestedly and comfort with these Worldtrip applications and Wordscape application. This study is useful for the teacher, so the teacher can use these applications to teach the students. Next, for the other researchers, this study can be beneficial to other researchers to be additional reference to conduct a research. Next, we go to the chapter 2, definition of vocabulary. So, vocabulary is set of words that people use to learn a language or words that people know to communicate with others. According to Richards and Rinandia, in 2002 on page 255, the main component of language is vocabulary. Vocabulary introduces students basically how to listen, speak, read, and write. So, in speaking English language, we need vocabulary because in vocabulary consists of various words that want to share, that want to be spoken. So vocabulary can make students are easier and more effective to learn for foreign language and communicate with tourists. And vocabulary can be concluded that it is a key for a language. So it has important role for us to teach or to learn English language. What is that vocabulary mastery? So, according to Henry and Pongrens, in 2006, on page 246, gives opinion about vocabulary mastery that mastering a language means being able to understand the vocabulary and its phonological system, both in speech and in writing. Next, vocabulary mastery is the skill of the language to choose the proper words in oral or printed words. So it can be defined that vocabulary is number of words that learners know. So the learners should have the ability in understanding and using both the words and the meaning. The more vocabulary learners master, the better they use their language. So if we lack of vocabulary mastery, we will be difficult in mastering English language. So in vocabulary mastery, the more experience that we get, so we get more vocabulary words. In previous study, I showed 3 previous study. From the first one, the use of Duolingo applications to improve English vocabulary learning. It is a research by Pangkuh Ajisoko in 2020. This research is using Duolingo applications in vocabulary, in students' vocabulary mastery. And the second one, with the title Effectiveness of Mobile Applications in Vocabulary Teaching. It's a research by Ahmed Basal, Asli Tanriverdi, and Lutfie Sari in 2016. So, and the third is Yulianti and Dwi Anggani Linggar Bharati in 2017 with the title The Effectiveness of Scrabble and word search game to teach vocabulary to students with different interests. So, among the 3 previous study, it can be concluded that the difference with those previous study with this research is about the sample. The sample is different to determine control group and experimental group. Usually, we only know that the experimental group by using the media, and the control group is using with the conventional media, right? So here in this research, the researcher using both control group and experimental group use the same treatment. While the experimental group using the Wordscape application, while the control group uses Worldtrip applications. The variable and the method in this research is different with the previous studies. The difference that can be found from the previous study with this research is the variable and method that are used. Now, this research, the researcher uses two different applications that will be implemented to both the groups. And this research has never been tested from the previous study. What is that media? Now, by using the media can enhance teaching and learning. Effective instruction can link students' knowledge with the objective of learning. Media also engage students, help students maintain of information, motivates interest in subject matter, and illustrate the relevance of numerous concepts. So, media can be used to teach the vocabulary because it can be a medium to convey ideas about things that are packaged in such a way that the idea can be gained well. So, media can be picture, video, audio, cassettes. Now, because of the development of technology now, media can be used like combination of text, animations, and others. So, by using various concept media, it can motivate the students to study well or make them interested in studying vocabulary. One of the media is mobile applications. So mobile applications authorize people to do more than just talk and text on their phone. Mobile applications permit the users to play, create, and explore on their PC or smartphone. Some mobile applications are either free or purchased. So, it's a type of software. Next, what is the function of the mobile application? Now, mobile application is used for young and old. All people can use it. Beside it, it has function. It can be as education. In education, we can use it as a medium to study. Entertainment. So many applications in our mobile phone. So we can download it to make it as entertainment. Beside it, it can be useful, be a GPS now. We can shop online with the mobile application. It can be m-banking on so many. And the benefit that we get from mobile applications is fun learning. So we get fun when learning the medium in mobile application. So, and it can improve our vocabulary. These are about Wordscape's applications. So, Wordscape is, according to Thorpe, in 2018 on page 3, Wordscape applications is a word spelling game with a mix of a word search game and a crossword puzzle. So here, I display about the display of the Wordscape application when we learn it. So that consists of 4 letters. So Wordscape's applications is the combination of Google game, Scrabble game, crossword games. So by using link some letters there, so can put to the boxes, so it can make the words. And after that, the players can see the definition from this. There is a lamp sign here, so the students can see the definitions. Beside it, Wordscape's application have advantage side. It can develop pattern recognition. It's the basic of spelling, and we can know the definitions of words. Beside it, it has disadvantages because it contains advertisement. So many ads like pop up sometimes when we play the game, and we must play it level by level. So we cannot jump to like the medium, the easy one, the hard one. No. So we must like finish it level by level, step by step. While Worldtrip applications basically is the same like Wordscape application, but the difference is different. There is no like Scrabble pattern. So as you can see, we can make words like that. It can be consist of 3 letters, 4 letters, and basically same like Wordscape. We can see the definition based on like in this lamp picture. So if we click it, we can see the definition there. Worldtrip applications have advantages sides. It can develop word recognitions. We can know the definition of words, correcting spelling skill. Beside it, same like Wordscape application. Now, the advertisement sometimes pop up when we play that game, and we must finish it level by level. So the next level can be unlocked if we have finished the previous level. Next, we go to the chapter 3. It's about the research design. According to Sugiono, in 2015, state that quantitative strategies can be translated as inquire about strategies based on positivism logic utilized to look at in specific sample, using research instrument in collecting data with the aim of quantitative data analyzed to test the hypothesis. So here, the researcher uses a quantitative method. So the researcher uses the static groups pretest and post-test design because the researcher gives both the groups, experimental groups and control groups, the pretest. This is the illustration of the research. There are 2 groups, experimental with the variable x1 and the control group with the variable x2. Both of the group will be given the pretest, but the treatment is different. Experimental group will be given Wordscape application and control group will be given Worldtrip application, and after that both of the groups will be given post-test too. Now the population and sample. The researcher takes a place to do the research in SMP swasta Imelda Medan with the population 8 grade students. Nah, and the sample, to take the sample of this research, the researcher uses purposive cluster sampling with the sample with 8A consists of 22 students and 8B with 23 students. Research instrument. So according to Sugiono, in 2017 on page 102, instrument could be an instrument which is utilized to measure the nature and social phenomenon being watched. So the researcher divides the students into 2 classes. They are 8A and the experimental class and 8B as the control class. This is the research instrument. Firstly, with the pretest. Pretest, the researcher will give the pretest to the students related with the vocabulary. The pretest consists of 40 questions that consist of antonym, synonym, that related with the vocabulary. And the treatment, the students will be given the treatment. So, for experimental class, will be given a treatment using Wordscape's applications, while Worldtrip applications as the control class will be given a Worldtrip applications. Post-test, after both the groups are given with the treatment, The researcher will give the post-test at the end of the learning activities to evaluate students in understanding the lessons delivery, and this aims in order to get students' view about their ability in comprehending the delivered lessons. Technique of data collection consists of pre-test and post-test. Pre-test consists of to give some questions to the students related with the vocabulary. This can be used to know the students' ability in understanding the lessons that will be delivered. And this test also aims to find the mean scores of experimental and control classes. And after that, post-test. After giving the treatment, the researcher gives the students a post-test to know the students' ability that have been achieved. This will be given to the students at the end of delivery the lessons. This aims to know the differences if the students' mean scores. Technique of data analysis. So, the researcher uses t-test formulations to analyze the students' data that has been collected like pre-test and post-test. Here are the pattern. Here are the formula for the t-test. T equals MA minus MB per DA squared plus DB squared per NA plus NB minus 2, 1 per NA plus 1 per NB, with the description T as the total score, MA the mean of experimental group, MB as the mean of control group, DA the standard deviation of experiment group, DB as the standard deviation of control group, NA the total number sample of experiment group, NB the total number sample of control group. Okay, it's all about my presentation, all about my slides today. Thank you for your attention.